episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, joined alongside my good friend and co-host Tony Cepeda. And today I am dressed up because I just went Christmas shopping and had to look nice for the people at Marshall's and all that, or Macy's, wherever I went to, but that's where everyone wanted their presents from. I'm a last minute kind of guy. That's what it is. I'm not here to talk about my life, though. I'm here to talk about week 16, the least important game of the entire season. And the rest of the season is not important at all because we don't have a first round pick and we are eliminated from the playoffs. The Chicago Bears take on the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle in a meaningless football game this Sunday at 3:05 p.m. Tony, what are you doing now that we're eliminated? Are you watching or are you caring more about your fantasy league?
I probably care more about my fantasy league. I'm in the losers bracket, but we have a punishment, so I got to make sure I don't lose that. I mean, we'll get into it more, but it's really about just, making sure that the boys are getting the right reps for the future. And it just sucks, man. It's just, there's too much time left to be eliminated. You know who the other four teams that are eliminated are? The Jaguars, the Texans, the Jets, and the Lions, and the Bears. That's the company we keep.
We're bad.
We're bad.
We suck. Expectations were very high. There were so many winnable games this year. But anyway, let's go over what is going on this week in week 16 against the Seattle Seahawks. So who is in and who is out? Who's on the COVID list now? The COVID list was cleared, and then all of a sudden, the big man, Akeem Hicks, enters COVID protocols today, December 23rd, about an hour ago at 3 p.m. Central Time. There's literally no chance that he plays this upcoming Sunday because he would have to get a couple negative tests in a row. And considering he just tested positive, could be a false positive. We hope for that because we don't want Hicks to be obviously sick. But with everything that's going on in the world right now and how it doesn't surprise us. So Akeem Hicks, get better soon. Hope to see you on Sunday. If not, we'll see you next time in week 17. What injuries do the Bears have? Xavier Crawford is out with a concussion. He did not practice this week. Jakeem Grant also out with a concussion, did not practice this week. Jason Peters' ankle did not practice this week. Fields did not practice today. Very interesting. Don't know what's going on there. So Fields might not play this upcoming Sunday in Seattle. Kid's banged up. Just sit him, let him heal up for next year, and he's going to have a new head coach anyway. That's all I have to say. Tony disagrees, but we'll get into that in a little bit. And Eddie Goldman practiced in full today, so good to see that. He has been out the last couple of days or limited, so good to see that. But we beat COVID. That's all we got to say. Tony is still on the COVID IR, but he will be hopefully off in the next couple of days. So before we get into our next topic, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Lou Malnati's. Lou Malnati's, a true Chicago classic established in 1971 in Lincolnwood, Illinois. Doesn't get much better when it comes to Chicago deep dish pizza. Download the Lou Malnati's app on your phone today and get points every time you order, which eventually leads to free pizza, salad, wings, and more.
Yeah, I love Lou Malnati's. I've been eating it, definitely the last week while I've been on been in COVID protocols, and I love it even more that I can order from my phone and get rewarded from it. That's how Nick and I always get these. Sorry, that's
Whoa.
my neighbor does it too. So there's three people for you right there that use the rewards to get free pizza. My apologies. He does it all the time too. It was on the front of my mind.
My dad.
Sure, you order today.
And also, for those people who don't like putting their credit card out there, my father is one of them. You could do cash, so you still get the points even if you pay cash. You just have to select payment type. Stop talking about Lou Malnati's though. Tony loves playing Mafia with his friends outside. So let's get into topic number 2. Inside joke between us. We'll go through that another time. Tony, let's get into topic number 2 of what we're looking at.
Yeah. So now that we have to start looking for the future, what do you kind of want to see out of the younger players this Sunday, Nick? That's kind of the question we're all thinking because these games don't matter. These games just genuinely, they will not matter at any point.
At this point.
Stats, yes. So kind of, I guess I'll go first. So really what I'm looking for is good decisions. And I know, and I actually wrote this back when we thought Justin Fields was going to play. There was a better chance he was going to play. But that still applies to guys like Tevin Jenkins, Thomas Graham Jr., all these guys. Khalil Herbert, hopefully he plays more. I'll get into that in my keys of the game. But no jump penalties, no bad sacks. So I guess allowing bad sacks, now not necessarily taking them, just going through the right progressions, just basically, again, applying what you did in practice to the game, getting those live game reps. Just you treat this as an extended preseason. That's really how I see it at this point.
It is. It doesn't count.
Something also that this is just breaking news coming across my wire here. Ian Rappaport reported that he has not heard that GM Ryan Pace is, quote, in trouble. So it sounds like GM Ryan Pace maybe sticking around for the future. speaking of the future, Nick, what do you want to see out of the boys?
So going to the Ryan Pace comment real fast, I think he's going to take over Ted Phillips' position as head of football operations, which makes sense. That Pace kind of seems like a kind of guy. He's been around the Bears organization for a while. He started building something here. And I know that his record doesn't show for it, 2 playoff appearances, no playoff wins. But overall, Pace he walked into a mess in Chicago. And I think he's a football minded guy. I think he could handle the operations a lot better, pick a GM that would put the Bears in the right direction that he was trying to do. And also he has the experience of dealing with bad coaches and, dealing with coaches like Matt Nagy, who's a used car salesman and could sell himself. So getting the right coach. And I think so that's good to hear that the Pace isn't in trouble, because I'm a Pace guy. I know a lot of people are, but I'm a Pace guy. You can make a lot of arguments for him. But what I want to see tomorrow or Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks is just the mere fact of playing your younger guys that you're going to start considering for the future. See how Blau Nichols plays out the rest of the season, because it's a contract year for him. See how James Daniels plays in the last year of his contract. See if he's what he is worth. Start evaluate. Right now the Bears are projected to have over $44 million in cap next year. That's a lot of money. But with how players are getting paid these days, I mean, you pay a guy like Allen Robinson $18 million, that's almost half your cap already gone. So the Bears have a lot to build around. They have a pretty good amount of draft picks, and they're all within like a weird increment of each other, like at the second between 5th rounds. Like the Bears just have a bunch of picks, which is great because that's where Ryan Pace succeeds, and whoever the next GM is, or even if Pace is the next GM. So overall, I want to see Thomas Graham Jr. I want to see Tevin Jenkins. I want to see the young guy, James Daniels.
Larry Borum too.
I don't think Larry Borum. I think Larry Borum's in. He's one of.
He just got released off COVID. Yeah. I meant to. We should have updated. My apologies to the fans out there. I made the script today. That's why it's not as amazing as when Nick usually makes it. But I should have included all the guys that came off the list. That was kind of just, I thought.
Eddie Jackson, Tayshaun Gibson Sr., Jalen Johnson, Andy Dalton, almost pretty much anybody that was on it. Okay, don't.
Just kidding. I'm happy he's off COVID protocol.
He might be playing this Sunday.
Thumbs down to him. Yeah.
Just got to say that. So support your quarterback. Thank you, Tony. No, I think, like seeing guys out there putting it together and shut guys down. Let Robert Quinn break Richard Dent's record and then shut him down, because evaluate who you are going to keep next year, especially if Ryan Pace is in the future moving forward.
Yeah. So see, what is it? What is Mac's brother's name? I always forget his
Ladarius Mack.
Ladarius Mack. Let's see what he can do. Yeah.
Do you see how much smaller he is? He is so much smaller than Khalil. It's
they do not look related. It is very funny.
The face looks very similar, but my gosh, like it is literally like, hey, this is my little brother, and like it's Khalil Mack, like like little Noogie or whatever. Like it's
Steve Levy called him his kid brother, and that was a very accurate description.
That's all. Yeah, exactly. So I just want to see the Bears start planning for the future here, who they're going to clean out, who they're going to keep. The only assistant coach, in my opinion, that's going to stay is Sean Desai. Everyone else, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back. Maybe Chris Tabor.
I think the special teams was good. I really do. I think that's something that we can kind of, build on.
You can take Pat O'Donnell for that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The return game was pretty good. The return game has been decent. I don't know. We blocked a punt, it's like, I don't know, man.
I think the Bears should re-sign Jakeem Grant tomorrow. I think that they should. I think that whatever money they have, like, just be like, hey, let's sign you for 3 years. But Tony, let's go into our 3 keys of the game, obviously, because again, we're eliminated, folks. There's not much to talk about, but we are going to start hitting on the evaluation of the season, the overall in the next upcoming week. So stay tuned for that. And also, we're going to be going over a lot more Chicago Bulls coming up. So if you're a Bulls fan, make sure that you turn on your notifications, because we are posting all the time about them with Nick Barr, Tony, and sometimes I'm in there. We throw me a little wild card. But 3 keys of the game, pretty straightforward. Stop Russell Wilson. He's red hot. The Seahawks are pretty hot. They had that really tough loss this week, and they're still in the hunt. So they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot still. You have to find a way to spoil the Seahawks fun. The Seahawks are always good. It's just so unfair. They're like the Packers of the NFC West. Just like but the thing is that I like Russell Wilson. I was hoping anyway, like just stop him. Zone out the crowd. Seattle's 12th man is crazy. It's actually like they like put the sound bar thing, like how loud it is. They've broken multiple world records for loudest
the decibels.
Yeah, the decibels. I want to go to Seattle Bears game just to know how insane it is. But the Bears have to zone out the crowd, so that's my second key to the game. Third, play guys. This is kind of what I was saying earlier. Play guys who you want to consider for next year. If you already know, kind of look at this as a tryout for next year. Like, see who actually wants to be on the Bears next year, but also know who could have played better throughout the rest of the season and is just fighting for money at this point. Eddie Jackson. So overall, know who you are going to keep and who you're going to get rid of. Listen, I like Eddie Jackson. We made a post today discussing him. And, people said, yeah, he's great in zone, but the guy struggled with tackles the last 2 years. He's not a ball hawk anymore. And again, I think he has an attitude issue, but that's just me. So those are my 3 keys of the game. Start looking for the future for the Chicago Bears. Tony.
Yeah, it leads well into my first point. It's not really like a key to winning the game necessarily. It's just kind of what, like we were saying, like what we want to see out of it. Just get better. This is, like you said, just kind of, start looking at the guys you want to bring back. And I said it before, this is extended preseason at this point. These are live game reps because the Seahawks are going to be trying. It's not going to, you can see these with Darius Max, these other guys against first string, a decent Seahawks team that just really got ravaged by injuries. Russell Wilson was out a bunch, so it's not entirely their fault. Right. But this is a great chance to, like you said, see who deserves to get paid, see who deserves to stay on the team. My second key to the game, my first real key, I guess, to winning. Actually, no, this isn't it either. Use Khalil Herbert so Monty doesn't get hurt at the end of the year. I know there's been some talk about this with Fields and Dalton, but I think that's a little different reps wise for a running back. There's no reason to put extra miles on him. No reason to put extra miles on him if you don't have to. Plus, it's live game reps for Khalil Herbert. There's no reason not to. It's just might as well help him get better. If Monty is like, I need to be out there, I need to run, whatever, that's fine. But try to use Herbert more. Maybe Damian Williams, make him earn his contract. So my final key to the game.
I think he'll be back though. He's too good of a special teams player. Damian
I think
Williams.
So too. I agree. Actually, I agree with that. And I'd be fine with it. No, that's a good point, and I'd be okay with it. So my third key is basically, I guess, try to lose. So it really isn't keys to winning. I guess none of my keys were to winning. I guess try to lose for a better second round pick. So there's really no benefit to winning. There's I guess a slightly better benefit to losing if we're really going to break it down.
Well, the Bears don't have a first round pick, so the Giants are hoping the Bears lose out the rest of the year.
That's true. But the Giants, if it was like the Lions had our pick or something, then I'd say win, but I don't know. The Giants, they're going to mess it up anyway. It doesn't really, matter.
It's the Giants.
We might as well make our second round pick better. And then if anything, maybe we put that in a package and move into the first round kind of thing. So actually,
Eddie Jackson in the second round. Eddie Jackson in the second round.
Hey, that could be, I don't know what it would get us at this point, because NFL trades always surprise me for what, what so you actually have to give up.
NFL trades are always so weird.
It's insane. But,
all right. So now that you want okay, go ahead.
Weather report. It's supposed to little snow action in Seattle. Oh, stupid Weather Channel app just closed out of Seattle. But I know we're gonna get a little snow. It's gonna be 30 degrees. Accumulations of less than 1 inch. Okay, so not that much snow, but some flurries. We might get a little something. So, snow football. Get crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm just so there's no excitement to look forward to right now because we are so uncertain entering this offseason. If the Bears, I think this is a great episode that we're going to do upcoming. It's just a complete reaction, like a rant episode, like a 5-minute one. Stay tuned for this. What would you do if the Bears re-sign Matt Nagy? That's all I have to say. That I think people would I think the city would go nuts. I think Bears Nation would go. Anyway, Twitter would blow up. It would just be a thing. So, Tony, you want the Bears to lose, but your score says you're going to have them win. So let's hear this one out.
So I do want them to lose, but they are so good that it's more of a pride thing. I'm staring at right now from 1985, all the newspaper clippings of the Bears, each game undefeated. Obviously, they're 15-1, so they weren't undefeated in each game. I'm looking at the word right there. Bears pride too much for Jets. Don't know which game that was. The Bears have too much pride to lose. Although the White Sox have won a home game more recently than the Bears. But that's okay.
The Bears are
17 Bears?
I think the Bears are 0-5 in their last. Yeah, they're 0-5 in their last 5 home games. How pathetic is that? Disgusting.
Won 2 games. Yeah, what is it? 2 games since
the Bengals.
October, the second week of October, I think it is. Oh, just in general, I meant. Yeah, because it's at 8 of 9. You know, It was the Raiders in like the first week of October, and then the Lions.
And people praised Nagy like, oh, he's back. Shut up. I'm so over some of this Bears stuff. All right, I'm just going out there. I'm going to say 40-10 Bears because why?
Oh, baby. Yeah, I mean, Nagy's got to prove a point. He's going to pull out all the stops, although he could have done that against the Vikings, and it would have worked because their defense actually wasn't that good. But you never know.
One thing that I love that my dad told me was going back to the 1985 season is that the Dolphins marketing scheme for that game was the Bears will never know 13-0. I thought that was like,
wow,
gut punch.
All right. Ours is the Seahawks will never know
6-9. Nice number.
7 yeah. No, 6-9 is what we want them to know, right? So 7.
Oh, they're 5-9 right now, aren't they?
Are they? I thought they were better than us. Everyone, stick with us. We're almost done here, and then you guys can leave. They are 5-9. Jeez, they stink. What?
Yeah.
I thought they were.
They're not Green
like
Bay. They're not the stinky
race.
Cheese. They're they got some bird doo-doo out there. So
I thought they were in the wild card race. I guess.
So if they go to 6-9, they got a nice record. But
okay, so they will never see 6-9.
But we want them to have a bad record. We want them to be 5-10 and eliminated from the playoffs.
The Bears.
Hey, listen. We're here to spoil dreams. The Bears spoil the fans' dreams. We're here to spoil other fans' dreams.
Yeah, if we can't be happy, no one can be. Absolutely.
Yes. So, Tony, feel better. I know that you're slowly be going off the COVID list soon. To keep taking your test, come back negative, and we hope for the best with that. But with that, thank you very much for joining this very interesting and laid-back episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, joined alongside Tony Sapita, and we will see you guys next time.